Hello everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the formatting process here in Word and certain text effects that you can do with the text that you type in. Okay, so just as we start, I'm going to put here formatting and text effects. For the purpose of clear formatting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this text as a title. Right here, I'm going to click on title. And we're going to see this in bigger, more expressive fonts, a bigger size of fonts, and a little bit more expressive in the sense that it's a little bit more visible. Now, the first thing that we do when we format text, I'm going to put all of these in bullet points. The first thing that we notice is that we simply have solid text. You know, this is kind of obvious, but it is important to mention. The second part that I want to mention is outlined text. Now here it looks normal, it looks like solid text, but if I highlight it like this and I click on this button that we have here, we're going to see the menu of text effects. Right here we have a bunch of different options that are placed there by default. Okay, let's say that we click on any of these and we're going to see just a couple of really nice effects. But I don't want to do that. I want to do the outline in specific. So I go here to the sub menu and click on outline, and then it says automatic, which means that the outside of the outline is going to be automatic, which is usually the default setting is black. Okay, but in this case I'm going to choose a different color so it could be a lot more visible. So I'm going to click on it like this, and as you can probably appreciate here, you can see that the text is outlined in green. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the font a little bit bigger, or considerably bigger. I'm going to make it 24 size 24 font, just so we can look at it. And in this case, we can see that the outside of the text is clearly outlined in green. Now, one thing that is important is that the fill of the text, the inside of the text, okay, the color can be something else. Like for example, in this context, automatic is black, or we can just put it white so it could reflect the back of the page. So I'm going to click on white right there, and we can see the outline a lot clearer. Now another thing that we can do, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it size 36. Is that when we go to the outline menu, we don't only have the only option we have is not just the colors. We have also the thickness, which in this case is called weight. So we can make it from 3/4 of a point to 2.5 points, for example. So we click on that, and we could see that the text, that the outline becomes way thicker. Okay, but not only that, we also have a couple of other options. Like in this case, you could do a dashed line or a dotted line, or like a long line followed by a couple of dashes and so forth. So I'm going to click on this one that's we have round dot or square dot. I'm going to click on square dot, and you can see how the outline is created with a dotted line with square dots. Now this is just one of the options. The next one would be shadow. For shadow, again, we can select the text like this, and we also extend the same menu that we just used, and we go here to shadow. Now this one by default gives us a bunch of different options, right? The outer shadow. This one is inside shadow. Okay, and this one is like a perspective. Okay, as if we had the shadow in a certain point, or a light that is beaming on top of the letters. So we're going to choose the first one, the offset bottom right, like this. And you could probably not pick it up clearly, but we're going to make this text, again, we're going to make it 24, size 24. So we select this again, and I'm going to do something that's also pretty interesting. I'm going to go to the shadow options all the way to the bottom, right here. I'm going to click on shadow options, and a couple of things that you could do with the options is that you can separate the shadow considerably from the letters. I'm going to make them bigger, 36, okay, just so we can appreciate the shadow a bunch more. Now, The transparency. First, I'm going to put the distance. Right now, it's at 3 points at distance. I'm going to make it. I'm going to put it farther away from the back. As you can see, it's like it's sitting next to a wall, and we can see the shadow just projecting on the back. Okay, so with this one, you can place the distance as far as 200 points or as close as 0 points. Okay, so let's put just a couple of points. Let's put it at something like 10 points right there. Then the angle, of course, right now it's at 45 degrees, or we could just make it go around the uh, the um, the letters. And you have a liberty, of course, of 360 degrees, depending on where you want to place it, in case you want to have it custom made. The blur is, right now it's a 4-point blur. You can make it more blurry, so you could probably appreciate it less, or no blur at all, so it's just a solid shadow in the back. I'm going to leave it right there, something around 4. Right there, 4. Okay, the size of it, right now it's at 100%, which means that it's exactly the same size as the letters. But you can make them smaller, or you can make them way bigger, all the way up to from 0% to 200%. I'm going to leave it at 100% just so it makes sense. Then the transparency, or in some cases referred to as the opacity, is at 60%. You could make it completely solid, no transparency at all, or completely transparent to a degree in which you can't even see it. In my case, I'm going to leave it by as a default at 60%. Okay, that's in the case of the shadows. Okay, the next thing we're going to do the reflection. Now, this is as if you would have this the letters um, on top of a mirror or on top of water or something like that. Okay, I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger at 18 points. And then we're going to go here to reflection. As you can see, it's like the letters are standing on top of, like I said, like a mirror. And it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. But I wanted to look at the additional options as well. Okay, let's look at the reflection options. Again, you're going to get this a similar menu. Here you have the shadow menu. I'm going to uh, close it and open the reflection menu. So right here in the reflection menu, it shows you the options that we already saw at the beginning. You also have transparency, size, blur, and distance. Now, in this case, it's at 0 points. The distance is at 0 points because it's um, completely touching the letters that you're reflecting, or you can separate it quite a bit, right? But the more you separate it, the less the reflection, right? Right here you have the blur, it's at 0 points, or you could make it much, much more blurry to the point in which it practically disappears. Size is at 58%, which means that more than half of the letters or of the word that you're reflecting are showing. Or you can make them just 100% reflected or no reflection at all. So right there I'm going to put it almost halfway to where it was. And the transparency, of course, is whether you can see it, if it's completely transparent or completely translucent. So I'm going to leave it at 50%. Okay, this is another cool effect that you could do with the reflection. The next thing is the glow. This is like as if it were to be projected, kind of similar to a neon light, but that's on the back of the letters, which makes it also an interesting effect to show. In the case of the glow, for example, you have the letter and there's like a light projecting from the back, which makes it look pretty interesting. So let's look at this like let's check out a green. I'm sorry, a blue glow on the side. As you can see, it looks like the letters are glowing. Okay. Now let's go here to the options. You can change the colors. You have all the options of the colors here, or you even have more colors. You have the whole spectrum of colors in this color wheel, or a bunch of default colors that you can show right there. That's another cool thing that you can do. But anyways, as I was saying, for the glow, you can expand it right here in the glow options. You're going to see the menu again. This similar menu that shows all of them. Okay, you have all the presets here. Okay, you have the size of the glow. This is at 100 points. You can make it way bigger or way smaller, right? So I'll leave it similar to where it was. We're going to leave it right here at 12 points. And the transparency, not transparent or completely transparent. I'm going to leave it right there close to halfway. Okay, and that's the glow, which is pretty interesting, I think. Okay, let me take the glow off. The glow off of this one. No glow right there. Okay, so we're at no glow in this case, and we're going to go down again to the default size of 12, which is the default size of the documents. In this next part, we're going to show the styles of the numbers. Okay, the number styles. As I said, I kind of said that repeated. In the number styles, we're going to put all of the possible numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. All the digits, okay? So the first option that you have, okay, when you select all of the numbers, you go right here to number styles, and you have a bunch of different options. The first one is the default setting is the setting that comes directly with the font that you've selected. Okay. The next one does something that's just a wee bit different. Let's change this thing to 12 again. All of it. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. Okay, and we're going to select it. We select it right there. We're going to choose the second one. Okay, for the number styles. It says proportional lining. It says full height numbers spaced proportionately. Okay, so all of the numbers are spaced based on their width. Okay, on how wide they are. Okay, they're not all the same width. Their width varies quite a bit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 again. Okay, we're going to choose the next option. In the case of the next option, we have tabular lining. It says full height numbers spaced equally. Okay, this is interesting. What happens is that all of the numbers have the same width. They're at just each and every one of them is as wide as the other one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, let's choose the next option. Okay, option number 4. It says proportional old style. Numbers which read well with text. Okay, some of them are taller, some of them are smaller. Now, this is a very old-timey way of writing numbers. Actually, I remember that I saw this type of numbers in old typewriters, which makes them kind of more stylish. But it's pretty much, this is going to sound contradicting, but it's pretty much out of style now. It's not used anymore, or rarely used. I personally, I don't think I've ever seen it in modern writing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And then finally, the last option. In the case of the last option, it says tabular old style. Numbers which read well and are spaced equally. So it's a combination of this and the space in between as this one. So all of these have the same width, as you can see. But all these styles of numbers are completely different one from the next. Now, this next part is called the ligature, okay? Which I also find interesting. Now, the first type of ligature that we're going to talk about is a standard ligature. Now, what's a ligature? A ligature is when you're connecting two things in some physical way. Okay. So in this case, what we're going to see is that in the ligature, you're going to see at least two words that connect to each other. So right here, we're going to put a bunch of text. Okay, but I'm going to go to the Lorem Ipsum website. If you're not familiar with the Lorem Ipsum website, Lorem Ipsum it's a computer-generated text. I recommend you guys go to this website. It's lipsome.com, in which here you're going to generate a bunch of text that is going to be quote-unquote generated randomly. So I'm going to choose just, let's say I'm going to choose 100 words. That's it, and we're probably going to see just a little bit of text. There we go. We have all this text. We're going to copy it. We're going to select it, highlight it, and then we're going to copy it. Okay, and then we're going to go back to our Word document, and we're going to paste it without format. How do we do that? We go to Edit, Paste Special, and right here we click on Unformatted Text. So it's only going to copy the text, the characters, but no format. Okay, we click on it, and we have this text that is pretty random, as you can see. Now the ligature, the standard ligature, to see the standard ligature, we're going to select it. We're going to go again to this menu. We're going to go to ligatures. It says standard only. The first one is none. Disables all ligatures and select text. So we're going to choose the second one, standard. Enables ligatures to improve text readability. That's supposed to be the object. So let's hope the objective. Let's see if we can find a couple of them. Okay, as you can see here, we have this one. The T and the I are connected. We're going to highlight them with the highlighter that we have here. So we're going to select them right there. We've got one. We're just going to select a couple because there might be a bunch that we're not able to see. Or maybe there are none. Oh, this one's interesting because we have a triple ligature here. Well, a double ligature because we have both T's and an I connected together. We have the T and the I connected together as well, and so forth and so on. Okay? Then in the next one, the next option that we have for ligatures, we're going to see standard and contextual. And contextual. Okay? For this one, we're going to try and generate a different text. Okay, we're going to generate something that's not the same as the previous one. So this should be different. I hope it's different. I'm not sure though, but hopefully it is. If it's not, then it's okay. So we're going to, again, paste special. We're going to paste without formatting, unformatted text. We go here, okay. And then what we do is we select the text again, and we're going to go to the same menu that we've been working with, on through this whole lesson, and then we're going to go to the second option. It says standard and contextual, so it's a bit of a combination. It says enables additional ligatures found in contextual printing. So this is also to help, readability. So there should be a couple more ligatures here. Okay, for example, we have the F and the I right there. We're going to choose a different color. Then we have this one, again, double ligature with the two T's and the I. Okay, we have here another one, the TTI again. TI, there we go. And there's probably a couple more, but at the moment we can't see them. There's another TTI right here. Okay. Then the next one is called historical and discretionary. And discretionary. Okay, let's see what we find. Let's generate another text. Okay, hopefully it's different. Let's go lorem ipsum, generate lorem ipsum. Yeah, this one's got 2 paragraphs. We're going to bring the 2 paragraphs together for the sake of making it as compact as we can. Paste special, unformatted text, okay. And then we've got the 2 paragraphs, but we're going to bring them together, okay. Let's see, let's go back. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, and I'm gonna eliminate visually the separation, so we can continue working with it. This okay. So now we're going to implement the historical and discretionary ligature. Let's expand this again. Ligatures, historical and discretionary enables ligatures found in historical printing, as well as ligatures, for stylistic effect. Okay. So this got a little bit interesting again. Now it's connecting the C and the T, okay, but with a little connection on the top, the curvy connection that you can see there. Then we have, let's see if we find anything else. There should be more stuff in here, but I just probably can't see it. Where you want to find at least a couple more. Here's another C and T again. Okay, an S and a T, which is something we hadn't found up until this point. An S and a T, and probably a couple more that we can't see. There's another ST here, another ST here. Okay, and another one here. The last one we're going to talk about, I think, is all ligatures. Yeah, all ligatures, which is, of course, all of the previous ones that we've spoken about so far, put together into one single put together in just one single piece of text. Okay, I created another one. Let's go to paste special and then unformatted text. There we go. But we're going to bring it together, all of it. Okay, so let's see what happens. We're going to select all of this, like this. Okay, we're going to go to ligatures and we're going to go all the way to the bottom. All ligatures. There we go. So now we should see what we've been working on so far in regards to ligatures. Okay, we got that one. Then we've got the TTI as well. We got the S and the T. So basically all of the ligatures that we've talked about so far up until this point are present in this text. And of course you're going to be able to see all of this stuff, all of these ligatures, if you have a much larger text. Very good, wonderful. Okay, and the next part we're going to talk about stylistic writing. Okay, took me a while to actually understand what this thing does, and the thing or the limitation with the stylistic writing is that it only works with a couple of specific fonts. We're going to talk about one of them in specific. So the first thing I want to mention, this type of style is only used with specific fonts. In this case, we're going to be working with a type of font that I think is by default with Microsoft Word. We will use the font Gabriola. Okay, you can probably find it by default in your Word app as you've installed it. Okay, we're going to make this a little bit smaller. We're going to make it 50 words. Okay, we're going to select this text. There we go. We're going to paste it. We're going to do the paste special. Okay, unformatted text, and we've got the text right there. It looks pretty cool. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to change this into Gabriola. Okay, Gabriola. There we go. It's usually by default right there. So this changes it into this nice font that we have right here. Now the stylistic writing comes in. Okay, stylistic sets. So we have all of these stylistic sets that have a certain few variations, but not that many. But we're going to choose one of these two, whichever we want. We're just going to go for the. I'm going to go for the second one. You can choose any of these, but I'm going to go for the second one. And this might take a little bit of processing time. It usually does. For some reason, the computer takes a while to process. Okay, there we go. Didn't take that long. Now, but the one limitation is that we cannot see the text in its entirety. So we have to separate them. We have to use this menu right here that gives us the spacing in between the lines. We're going to separate it at 1.5 just so we can appreciate the text. And as you're going to see in a moment, we're going to be able to see the bottom and the top of the text quite clearly. Okay, so the problem is that part of the text is going to be invading the line of the previous one or of the second one, and by separating the lines or doing the line spacing a little bit more, we're going to be able to look at them in a much clearer way. Okay, so that'll do it for this video. Thank you very much, and please drop me any comments or questions right here on the comments section. Thank you very much. Have a good one.